Hi, this is your dynamic mobility workout. Let's go ahead and get warmed up. We'll talk about everything we're doing today. Okay, 3 prep exercises. We're doing 20 total. Step out, hands come up, and rotate over the front leg. Your hands can come down each time. 20 total, so 10 each side. Lunge out, rotate, lunge out, rotate with a good tight core. Okay, 20 of those. Next up, do this from a seated position if you need to, but just simple cradle pulls, real easy. Now, it shouldn't bother your knee. If it does, just back off. Maybe sit in a chair with your ankle on your knee. But this is a little more dynamic. Hip opener, little external hip point. So 20 total, 10 each side. And now let's go down to the ground. You know, maybe go through 5 of these next ones. We're doing down dog, up dog. So, start right here. You can do this with your knees on the ground. Maybe you might want to do the first 1 or 2 with your knees on the ground. Elbows kind of back by your side, nose out beyond your fingertips. Slowly lower, push your chest forward, roll up, look up dog, and down dog. Push back. So just pause at the far end of each of these movements, just for a moment or two, breath or two if you will. Come back to that starting point, slowly lower, roll up, shoulders roll back and down, push back, down dog. And third one, roll up, push back, down dog. But go ahead and do 5 of those, and if you want to hold the last couple longer, that's completely up to you. It should feel really good, okay? So those are your prep exercises. Let's move into the core portion of the workout. Lie on your back, please. By the way, we will need some dumbbells later in the workout, but I'll tell you when. All right, heels by your hips. Good bridge setup. Shoulders back and down. You're going to lift up into that bridge so you're nice and stable here. And you're going to pull in 1 knee at a time. But try not to let your hips shift around. Try to keep that nice and stable. Pull that knee in. Just take your time. So 12 of these on each side. We're doing 3 sets of 12 of many things today. Actually, really from this point forward. So 3 sets of 12 of those bridge knee squeezes. Now stay on the ground. We're doing reach unders next. You don't need weight for these. The only modification you might want to make is if your knees can be on the ground. Otherwise, with straight legs, upper push-up, reach under, and rotate. 12 of these on each side. Now again, if you're doing it with your knees on the ground, you can extend that. If I'm reaching under with the right leg, then the right leg can extend, and then bring it down. But you want to do it with a firm core. You're opening up chest and shoulders, a little mobility around the hips too. If you're doing it with straight legs, let the rotation around the core begin first. So I reach under, nice flat back, rotation around the core begins, and then it goes up, kind of up the spine, middle back, upper back, chest and shoulder opens. 12 of those on each side. Okay, 3 sets. That's the second one in this group of 3. The last one, lateral step and rotation. So you can use a dumbbell or a medicine ball for this. Hold it in close, lateral stepping, drop that knee. That leg stays fairly straight, and rotate to the side. So go side to side, 12 each way. If there's a little bend in that back leg, that's fine. But just when you land, make sure the knee is in line with that first and second toe. Core nice and tight. 12 of these each way. And then 3 sets of those 3 core exercises. Now let's do some movement. This next one's going to blow your mind. Leaning against something, hold on to something if you want. Note the feet. And that's it. It's called dorsiflexion. Holy cow. Ankle mobility. So the key to this one is, if you find yourself rocking back and forth too much, put your back against the wall to hold you in place a little better. underrated, but very important for gait and all movement. So 12 of those, okay? Next up, a hip hinge reach. Stand on your right leg. Reach with your left. Just out like that. You can switch 12 on each side. If your shoulders are feeling really good today, you can add a light weight, maybe a 3 or a 5 to this. But otherwise, there's still plenty of work in your hips, in your core. You'll feel it in your shoulders. 12 of those on each side. And what is coming up next? We have a little lateral squat hop. No weight. Feet nice and wide. Real soft landing on this. 12 each way. So I don't care if you're just kind of going back and forth like that. I want a real soft landing, a little flexion in the knees. Side to side. 12 of those. So 3 sets of 12 of each of those 3 exercises. Okay, our next pairing, this is where we're going to start using the dumbbells. A tiptoe chair curl. Both weights, feet pretty close together. Come up on your toes. Now, if your heels are an inch off the ground to 3 inches off the ground, it's all good. But try to maintain that as you bend your knees a little bit. Keep a flat back. Maybe squeeze your knees together, maybe big toes together, and curl from this position. Now, obviously, I don't want any pain in the knees. So if it bothers your knees, maybe just try to stay in your tiptoes as you curl. But try to go for that chair position. Hips back. Find a spot to focus on in front of you. Curling up. 12 curls. So next up, shoulder flexion. Just good old basic. Standing here. Arms go back and up. You kind of end up almost in a V position. And the key thing is just keep your shoulders back and down. And this is a little safer for your shoulders versus that, but so just consider that as you're doing this movement. All right, last thing, get a couple of lighter weights, maybe kind of what you were using for the shoulder flexion actually. You can just hold on to those. 90-90 split squat. So feet are pretty close together. We're doing a squat. But when you come down, this front knee is over the front ankle, just like always, but that back knee lands almost in line with where the heel of the front foot is. So just a split squat. 12 of those one side, good setup, good short stance. Just up and down, good squat, split squat on that side. And that was the strength portion of the workout. Now for recovery, come down to the floor. We'll use 3 yoga poses. First of all, on your stomach, hands under your shoulders, a little bit of a cobra. Real easy, real easy. Hands in under your shoulders, elbows by your side. Look down, roll your shoulders back. Use the strength of your back to lift up a little bit. You can push slightly if you want to. If you want to push a little bit with your arms, you can. But just take it slow. Let your back engage first. Let your shoulders slide down. Let your feel the work in your middle and upper back. So it kind of rolls back, look up a little bit, and then if you want to push, if everything's feeling safe and good, stable, and just go up. Work on that 30 seconds or a minute. You can go up and down if you need to. That's fantastic. It's just to open up the upper body. Next thing, while you're down on the floor, half pigeon. So, right leg back, left leg under, slowly lower yourself down into a half pigeon. Of course, a good modification for this one, if this is not quite available today, is lying on your back, left ankle on your right knee. It's more of a figure 4, but it hits many of the same muscles with a little less stress on the knee that's folded up and under. So that's another version of that one. Hold it a minimum of 30 seconds on each side. Finally, feet together, knees apart, child's pose. Let your forehead come down to the mat. Let your forehead come down to the mat. Do not hold up your head, please. Reaching forward and out, palms down. And all you have to do is breathe. Stay there as long as you want to, as you cool down from this dynamic mobility workout.